Hello and welcome. We're going to talk about this comic book. I know you can't see the titles because I'm zoomed in just a little too much to show that, but we can just scroll down and you can see it. Boom! There it is, Warbound. Now, I guess I should do the full disclosure thing at the start of the video. I was asked by the publisher to do a review of this book. So you can see the publisher name here. In fact, you can see the actual publisher who runs the company. Boom, right there. Boom! You know, I have seen these names show up on a lot of these Evolution books. It's almost like the same people work on some of this stuff. Huh. Weird, I know. So, what's this book about? Well, it's about this dude who goes by Warbound. I gotta admit, I kind of like the title. It's evocative. Now, when we scroll in here to the first page of the book, you open it up, this is what you see. You see barren woods. Barren woods asylum for the empowered and insane. Now, do they just put like regular crazy people in here, or is it all like empowered? Like, what kind of and is this? Is like the empowered and the insane, or the empowered insane? In his case, he's definitely more on the empowered side, and this is a absolutely great little introduction of him right here. Immortal vigilante on a quest for revenge. All right, you sold me on the book. Done. I like it. We're good. So that's page 3. We get to see like the doctor approaching. And this is like a classic setup for a story. You have somebody coming in to interview somebody, and then that person relates events. And that's exactly what we have going on here. She sits down to chat with him. Of course, she's going to record. Well, then, shall we? Because bleep trials by a jury of my peers, right? I don't know that there are that many peers for immortal vigilantes, There probably are. In a world full of super beings, there's probably enough immortal vigilantes that you can get together an actual jury of his peers. So this is a great classic setup for a story. Now, being a classic setup doesn't mean the story itself is any good, right? Well, let's jump ahead. We'll zip over to here. Page 8. Boom! We are back. It all started 554 years ago or so. And at this point, up to here, I was just kind of reading the book and I'm just kind of like, okay. And then we get here. Back then my tribe lived happily. And he's like killing a crocodile, man. Seriously, who's harpooning crocodiles? This guy. He is harpooning crocodiles. He is a boss. Alright? Things are going pretty good. In their little society, things are fine. Things are great. And then one day, his enemy, the guy that he's talking about like all through this whole thing, the sorcerer shows up. Until the evil sorcerer came to our village without word of warning. He attacked. And the sorcerer did battle with the village's little wizard dude. And, well, I'm sure you have a pretty good idea of where this is going. If this guy turned into an ancient avenging super being who is out there hunting the evil sorcerer, that doesn't bode well for his village's wizard, now does it? If you said, no, that sure doesn't, you are correct. It sure doesn't. And he goes and he marches through history. And that's what the rest of this is about is he's like, I was here, I did this. There's a page where he's got like 4 wide panels and it's like 4 different time periods and he's like walking towards the camera. And each one he's narrating stuff and one of the lines is like, I outlasted empires. I'm kind of like, yeah, I can get behind this dude in his book. But maybe the most interesting part is we got here, he's reenacting. I'm not quite sure which war in Africa this is. Whether it's the Congo War or like one of the mini civil wars or something. But it's one of those brutal kind of wars with a child soldier. Hey, content warning. I should have said it before I came to this page. I'm sorry. And so he's here, he's fighting these soldiers, he's rocking their world, man. They're shooting him, his armor's like deflecting bullets, he's like chopping off limbs, all kinds of crazy stuff. I became a boogeyman that scared children. That wasn't my real goal at all. But I still believe it helped. So he kills like the adult soldiers here and he lets the child go. Now that ties in great because when he's just talking with the psychiatrist lady, she's like, oh yeah, you just like to kill people. Oh, and they deserve killing. What about their families? It's like, well, look, if it's kids, I'll show mercy, but an adult that's going around killing people and being evil doesn't deserve my mercy. So he is like full hardcore, basically Punisher, man. He's got like the Punisher set of morals here. Like you can see it, man, right here. He's like, kid, you shouldn't be here. And the kid's like, I shouldn't be here. And the kid runs. Good job. That's how you know this guy is a good guy deep down inside, despite, hacking this dude's arm off right here. Literally like two panels before he shows mercy to the kid. So the good news, I had a great time reading this book. The art was good enough or better than good enough in places. Some of the panel layouts were pretty cool. I'm not showing you the one I really liked with the 4 wide panels and him walking towards the screen, because I want you to see it for yourself when you read the book. But yeah, so that's good news. The writing, it was kind of slow going at first. I'm like, okay, we're introducing the character. When are we going to get something good? And then we got to something good, man. He started narrating this life story stuff, and I got hooked. And when I ran into the end of the book, this is the bad part, when I ran to the end of the book, I went, you can't stop the story there. You can't end this issue right there. Oh, it's like watching a beloved TV show, something from the last few years, and it always seems to end on a cliffhanger that leaves you just ready. You're like primed and pumped for that next episode. Well, that's how I feel about the next issue of this, man. I wish it had not stopped where it did. I'm ready for like the whole miniseries or whatever this is. I am ready to read this thing. And that's how I feel about Warbound #1. It ended way, way too soon, man. I want more. I want more of this book. I don't know if this is a currently active campaign or what on Kickstarter. I have not actually had a chance to check that out. So let me do that right now while I'm here. Warbound comic. No, I don't mean the. I don't mean that one. Okay, let's try this again. Ooh, that's kind of an interesting choice. Here we go. Warbound #1 by Palm. Here we go. This is it. Looks like this is a completed campaign. Yeah, 190 backers pledged, a few $1,000 to help bring this project to life. Well, cool deal. That is awesome. I'm glad you all were successful in raising money for this. I don't know when the book is coming out, like in print, but I see from the updates here on the Kickstarter, the PDFs have already been sent out to people. Hey, Marcel sent me one, which is totally awesome. I appreciate that very much. He is a pretty cool dude, And this was a pretty cool book. So whenever issue 2 comes out on Kickstarter, and it's probably going to be soon, you should go check the dang thing out, because it was a blast. You know what? I can put the campaign over here, can't I? I have the power. Boom! There it is. And I am probably going to steal this for my thumbnail right here. This thing right here. All right, you all take care of yourselves. Check this out. Check out pretty much everything Evoluzione does. Like, out of all the stuff he sent me, there was only one thing that I was like, I don't know how I feel about that. Everything else has been just like, yeah, this is a lot of fun to read, Even that one thing, it just wasn't my jam. It wasn't my flavor. But they make a lot of cool stuff, and this is some pretty cool stuff. Warbound, an immortal anti-hero on a quest for vengeance, or delusional super violent. Or, I'm sorry, violent super... I like super violent vigilante better. I think that sounds more fun than violent super vigilante. But hey, Dr. Kendra Jones must find out. Bye-bye.